Hey, what's up, y'all? We're back for another episode of the Nerdy Volume podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Venom: The Last Dance. So, sit back, relax, and turn it to 11. Okay. Venom 3, The Last Dance.
Last Dance.
Directed by Kelly Marcel, as well as written by Tom Hardy and Kelly Marcel. I think I'm saying that name right. Starring Tom Hardy, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Juno Temple. It's basically the third or the final of the trilogy for Venom, and let's talk about it.
Is it though?
I don't know. But Venom does state in the series or in the movie, he's like, the multiverse, like he didn't like the multiverse.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, I have no qualms with the reason or with any of these movies coming out from the Marvel Universe. It's a big whole clump of nerd juice. All right. It's not for everybody. That's why not everybody was into it when they first came out. Right. You know? Though Venom said that, I don't know if it was like a foreshadowing of him not being in it or this version of Venom not being in it. We don't know. But we do know there is a big and strong dude coming into the verse because of the end. So if you guys haven't watched the movie, stop, pause, go watch the movie and come back and you can see this review. So what did you think of the movie? What was your impression? Did you have any expectations?
Expectations, not really. I was just going into it. I'm not gonna lie to you. When did the second one come out? Because I felt like it came out a long time ago.
The second one? I don't remember when the second one came out.
It felt forever. So I was like, I'm trying to remember what had even happened in the second one as I was watching the third one, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is true. He did get teleported to a different universe, a universe that has Tom Holland as the Spider-Man, and which was weird. Was he in the last Spider-Man? He wasn't.
He was. Wait. No, but that was... Hold on. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think he was. So it's kind of interesting to think about how he gets teleported into that universe. And then we're like, oh, cool, he's going to be in the last Spider-Man because it's the multiverse Spider-Man when we're all, you get Andrew Griffin and... I know his name. I promise I know his name. Maguire. Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Right?
I know people's names. And so you I'm pretty sure I don't ever remember seeing Venom in that Spider-Man.
Venom kind of was in the Tobey Maguire one.
Right. The Tobey Maguire one, but that was a different Venom.
Yeah.
That was I'm talking about this Venom. So he gets teleported, but nothing happens, and then he just at the beginning of this movie, he just gets teleported back to his version of it, which is interesting because we're sitting here thinking to ourselves, everybody knows about aliens. His version of the universe doesn't know aliens.
So, that's right. So, they don't. Well, except for, wait, you're talking about Tom Holland, right?
No.
Tobey Maguire.
This Venom, his universe never experienced aliens.
But Venom is an alien. He's a symbiote.
Right, but people don't know about it.
Oh.
Right? Thanos doesn't exist in his universe.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because the bartender talked about the blip.
The bartender is from the universe that he popped into at the end of Venom 2, which is the Tom Holland universe, the MCU universe.
But Strickland went into that bar.
Strickland is the black dude?
Yeah.
Right. Because they know about the symbiotes. But symbiotes are the only aliens, as far as we know, that exist in this universe. Because remember the kids. Remember when he's riding with the family, the UFO family.
Right.
They're like, they don't know anything about aliens. Like, why are you so surprised about aliens when they've been doing all this stuff? But it's not even in their universe. So their universe is pretty much
then there's the same
ignorant to
there's it. There's the same bar but two different bartenders.
Correct.
Because one experienced the blip, the other didn't.
Right. Exactly.
Ah, okay. I thought that was a little weird because I'm like,
because he was all well, like dressed well, hair was nice and combed and then he gets teleported back to his universe, which I don't know if you noticed, right? It showed the city. I don't know what city in Mexico he was in, but it showed the city before he goes back to his universe, and there was like skyscrapers and everything. It was like well built, and then he got teleported back to his universe, and it was like the city was on fire. It was like the city was like disarray. Hey, by the way, I looked up the word that we were having struggle with last time, where we were talking about how some people are reprehensible is the word that we were looking for.
Oh, okay.
Reprehensible.
What were you saying before? What was the word?
That was the word reprehensible. When people are like they did horrible things, and we were like, what did you?
We didn't say it.
No, we couldn't figure it out. Okay, but that was the word.
I thought we said something to replace it.
We said horrible. We could with a simple word, but yes, and then so he went back to his time, and that same bartender was all like in this shamble. His hair was all like messed up because that version of the city is just like run by, I guess, like thugs and whatnot. It's not a good city anymore. But I thought it was interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. But at the same time, I wonder if they like on the back end of the recordings, something fell through with Sony and Marvel or Disney that the idea of him going, because why would you send him to Tom Holland's or the MCU universe to later just literally do nothing and then bring him back to the Sony universe? I think that's the easiest way to understand that.
Doctor Strange brought him into the third movie. He was in the third movie, Venom, but he was only in the third movie when, remember, he got pulled back out of the multiverse, and Venom says that in the Last Stand movie. That was because of what Doctor Strange did. Doctor Strange brought it was a spell, and it brought Venom to that realm, and Venom found out who Peter was because of the news.
I'll take your word on it.
I think I'm pretty sure because he's in one of the movies because of spell. I believe it's because of Doctor Strange.
I cannot for the life of me remember.
Yeah, because they knew
in the Tom Holland, the last what was it? Spider-Man No Way Home? Is it? No, it's not. What was the last Spider-Man? There's Spider-Man
No Way Home, yeah.
Yeah, No Way Home. Yeah. In Spider-Man No Way Home, I remember you see the Goblin, Sandman, right? I forgot Jamie Foxx's character, the electricity one, right? You see all these characters. I never remember Venom being seen in there. And I assumed that was the reason why he got teleported into the MCU universe, was because he was going to be part of something. But then in Last Dance, right? Venom Last Dance, he just gets teleported back. So I'm like, I'm kind of confused. What do we do?
Yeah. I was like, where are we?
I'm guessing something just fell through from the practical writing or like logistics of making these movies, because they're owned by two different companies, right?
Yeah.
And we remember there was a whole situation that they weren't going to have Spider-Man because Spider-Man was owned by Sony, and so they were going to have this whole issue that maybe there weren't going to be any Spider-Man movies because Sony wasn't going to give up rights to it.
Right. Actually, thinking about it, when you see Venom in Spider-Man, he gets teleported to a hotel or it looks like a resort.
Right.
And when he comes back in the Venom 3 movie, we don't know how long he had been in there.
In the MCU universe.
Yeah, we don't know how long. So
true.
He could have done a ton of things prior to. Except Venom is true blue. He is a villain, but he is would it be an anti-villain? In
this version,
he's an anti-villain.
In this version of this Venom he's an anti-hero.
Oh, that's right.
Right? That's what he is. In every other version of Spider-Man, he's just a villain, which is who I prefer. Venom is one of my favorite villains. The fact that he's an anti-hero, they did a good job. I'm not complaining with that, but he's not a hero.
I have seen them
or
team
anti-hero.
Up. I've seen him team up in like video games and in the animated series.
Right. But out of necessity, not because he's a good person.
Right. Which says a lot, because I was just like, well, then it's just he's a self-interest kind of person.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, which doesn't necessarily make you a villain, but it makes you reckless or dangerous, selfish.
For sure.
Yeah.
But so going back to your question, what did I expect out of this movie? Nothing. I didn't expect anything. I also didn't know it was the last movie, which I don't know if it really is the last movie.
Probably the last standalone movie.
I could see that, which is kind of a bummer. The ending of that movie was pretty sad.
It was.
I was like,
and gangster.
Why gangster?
Because of how Venom, you know, did all what he did.
Yeah. Where he just like holding on to the what were the phagocytes? Is that what they were called?
No, xenophage.
Xenophages, right? I'm like, phagocyte is the process of eating other things.
Yeah. Bro, that was like a woodcutter eating your method.
I know. I was like, what in the world? It's like this woodcutter.
I saw that. I was
would hate to go that way. The one survivor, that's the one soldier that survived, his leg got chopped up, eaten, but they were able to pull him out. I was like, nah, homie, let me go through it.
Let me go through it all.
I'm missing a leg.
Yeah, I was just like, why'd they save him? I was like, well, I mean, I know they want to, but dude.
Joe, that was vicious. I was like, that's a horrible way to go. There are some messed up ways to die in all these movies. That is probably one of the worst. You just get, and especially if you're going feet first, you're seeing your entire body just being spewed out the backside of this thing. Mm-hmm. Nah, man.
They reminded me a lot about Riddick. You ever watch Riddick?
Love that movie. Such a great movie.
So the first beasts you see on that island or planet reminded me of the xenophages.
In Pitch Black?
Yeah, Pitch Black. That's what it's called. Pitch Black.
Yeah. Oh, Pitch Black, Pitch Darkness.
No, it goes Pitch Black,
right?
And then it goes Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
And then I forgot the third one.
It's Riddick and then Chronicles of Riddick. I don't know why the third one is called Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I agree. I think that's
blind.
also a great movie. Yeah. They only exist in the darkness.
Right. Which
terrifying.
Yeah. And it's cool. Well, okay, so I wasn't expecting the other symbiotes to be a part of the film because I didn't understand who Null was. And it was funny too because after what is the last one? Avengers Endgame. After that, I tried to look up like some Thanos level bad guys, and Null was one of them. And when I was looking at that, Venom 1 had already come out. Venom 2 was coming out. And I read up on Null. I was like, and then the Kang thing happened with Jonathan Majors. I thought to myself, they could bring back Null because Venom has his own standalone film.
Yeah.
Now, if that's Venom's last hurrah, I think they might bring him back.
I mean,
I don't know how.
Right.
But I think they might. Only because of the multiverse and time. If Doctor Strange has anything to do with that, maybe. Because he kind of turns back time via memory.
Doctor Strange?
Yeah. That's why like the MJ and his best friend didn't know.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's not via memory. It's just if you reverse time far enough, you can cut someone out of existence or out of interaction, right? Which was what happened with him. You went far enough back that any interaction that had to do with Spider-Man was cut out. So of course MJ only met him or they became close because of Spider-Man.
Oh.
Spider-Man is the connecting factor between MJ and
I thought it was
Peter
because
Parker.
They were in the B class.
Well, they were in class together, but they weren't friends.
No.
They were.
He was definitely trying to holler though. He was
for sure.
Yeah.
Right, but it's because of Spider-Man that they were able to eventually have
close the bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's time. Time screws up everything. Time is the worst.
Time. I know. Time. Fun fact. So the bartender from the bar in Mexico and Juno Temple's character, Dr. Payne.
Yeah, I told my wife the exact same thing you're about to tell me.
Yeah, they're from Ted Lasso, dude.
Wonderful show. By the way, there's a 4th season coming out.
I heard about that.
So excited.
I heard about that. Man, I wonder how, what's his name? Sudeikis feels. What's his name? What's his first name? Jason Sudeikis? Is that how you say his last name?
I don't even know.
He's the guy, Ted Lasso, who plays Ted Lasso.
I didn't know his real name.
Oh.
I only know him as Ted Lasso.
Yeah, dude. I did hear about the 4th season. If you guys want to hear us talk about it, I mean,
if you haven't watched Ted Lasso, you need to stop. Actually, no, finish this recording and then go watch Ted Lasso. 3 seasons, wonderful show. It's just full of it's just a wholesome and yet not wholesome at the same time, but wholesome all together. It's very confusing what I just said, but it just brings emotions to you. It's such a great show. I was so sad when they said the 3rd season was the last one.
Yeah, same.
And then I don't know. I think it was maybe like a month or so ago. They were like, "Oh, season 4 is gonna come out." I'm just like, yes, please. Let's bring it. Yeah, I said the same thing to my wife. I watched him, and then she shows up as the doctor, and I'm like, honey, they're from Ted Lasso. And she's like, yes, I know. Yo, by the way, I don't know what his name is. The Mexican dude. What is his name?
The one from the bartender?
Yeah, the bartender.
I don't know his name.
He's a freaking genius. He knows like 7 languages. In real life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This guy is a freaking genius when it comes to languages. I'm like, I can barely speak English and Spanish. And you know 7. And then I think he knows them pretty fluently, too. At least he knows 5 of them pretty fluently. But, yeah, no, he's kind of a smarty pants.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I guess he's somewhat part of the Marvel Universe? Or is it the Sony Marvel Universe?
Sony Universe.
That's what I'm talking about.
So.
Oh, Cristo Fernandez is his name.
Cristo Fernandez?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Apparently, genius, apparently. He just knows so many languages, and it's kind of crazy. Super funny on Ted Lasso, too.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of my favorite characters.
Especially during the World Cup. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah. The, what were they called again?
The xenophage.
Yeah, the xenophages. Those creatures were kind of OP.
Very.
What are we talking about right now?
Yeah.
How are they not able to die?
Well, apparently acid does the trick.
I'm trying to understand, like, what is it that you need to do to actually kill it? It's like, did you have to disintegrate they have
to be vaporized
pretty much to the point of where their cells themselves are no longer existing? Like, they have to be just fully disintegrated, which is so weird. Then my next question is, if a little piece of them survives, does that then still become a xenophage? And why are the symbiotes not the same? Do the symbiotes die when they get
eaten?
Yeah, do they die?
I think they do, because they don't have because you know how Venom would have died without without the host. And the other symbiotes was all in the incubator. They couldn't match with the host because the people would die. Tom Hardy was one of the many few that could sync up with Venom's DNA, I guess. And that's why if the symbiote and the host gets eaten up, it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my next question then. The doctor's name, what was her name? Her name was Dr. Payne. Yeah, Dr. Payne. Her symbiote gets detached from her and then gets freaking chopped up. Is it still alive? Did it survive? Because Payne didn't die.
Oh no, Payne didn't die, no.
But the symbiote got sucked up on the thing. Which I don't understand why they die. Like here's the reason. Here's the reason why. And I guess this is gonna lead to the ending of this movie as well. But we can probably postpone that till a little bit later. But here's the reason. In the bar, right, where they like keep the change and he throws a coin and there's a piece of Venom left on that coin, right? And then the commander, whatever his name is, Strickland, he captures that piece of Venom. And then you see that Payne, she uses a piece of the purple symbiote.
Oh, right.
Yeah, a sample of it to become part of it, right? Oh wait, no, sorry. I spoke with the wrong person. Not Payne. The other doctor is the one who had
Christmas.
Christmas had the green one that got up. They got separated.
She was strong.
Yeah.
She
pretty
was
dope.
super strong.
So that's the one I meant to talk about. Sorry, not Payne's character, because she kept her symbiotes. Her symbiote was with her. But my point is, if they get just ripped into a bunch of pieces, do those pieces become individual symbiotes of the original piece? Like, do they become daughter cells? Right? Because Venom, or let's go with Payne's. Payne is not the purple one that she had in the little container. isn't the original symbiote, purple symbiote. It's a part of that original symbiote, which I don't know if it was even part of the.
It wasn't a part of the.
Right? She just had a little piece of it. Mm-hmm. So that's real. That symbiote is somewhere in existence. Who knows where?
Yeah.
But that was enough for her to become symbiotic with, right? And they homogenized together and became Purple Flash. different franchise.
Purple Flash with dreadlocks. Yeah, no, I was so sad or disappointed, but we'll go back in a little later. Dr. Payne was interesting because remember she got electrocuted, right?
Right.
And then her brother also, I guess he got electrocuted.
She got electrocuted, but it passed through her then into him and killed him in the process.
Yeah. And because of that she became what he wanted to be, which was a doctor of science. Biology. Is it biologist?
No, he wanted to become an astronaut. He wanted to work for NASA because he wanted to go into space.
Oh.
Or he wanted to be astronomer.
Astronomer?
I think he wanted to be an astronomer.
Or an astrobiologist?
Or is there such thing as an astrobiologist?
I have no idea. But hold on, let's see.
That implies that there's biology in space.
What is astrobiology?
Astrobiology in the life and environmental sciences by investigating.
It is a field of study.
All right.
I don't know if that was what she was though. I mean, can't.
She was some kind of scientist.
She was a scientist that dealt with aliens or symbiotes, excuse me. And she kept saying that she was doing this because this is what her brother wanted to do.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then certain things was happening. So Strickland was losing men and women in the field. Like he was losing them all. And he was just like talking to Dr. Payne. And Dr. Payne, which is wild to me, she was just like, we have to do it. We have to learn. Da-da-da. We have to do this. We have to do that. Like he said, you want to save these things that aren't human, things you can't trust over the people that I have to look after. Like these are, and I was just like, oh, Keely, can't be doing that, Keely. Can't be doing that, Keely. No.
That's hilarious.
The first thing I thought of, I was like, dang. I was like, Keely is dark in this. Or excuse me, Dr. Payne.
No, it's true. Like I think that's an interesting like perception of her character, right? Her character, she's not sympathetic to the human viewpoint. She's so trained in doing her practice of field or her field of practice, right? That it's like everything else is kind of obsolete. Oh, you lost soldiers. That's fine. Who cares? It's for the greater good, right? We need to know about these creatures, right? So she was very like detached emotionally from anything else that didn't directly correspond to the knowledge or like the evolution of knowing these like symbiotic creatures, right? Or the symbiotes. But and then you have Christmas, who is a little bit more human.
She is, yeah. And
she still also wanted to know, but yeah. there was a line that Dr. Payne crossed, and Christmas was like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Come on, know. Doc.
Yeah.
Like people die.
Yeah. For sure. I get it. Like, a lot of scientists want to pursue it because they're getting so close to the answer that they've been looking for, and they can't because life is involved. And Christmas was a good character, which doesn't make sense to me why Strickland was so, like, he made fun of her a lot.
I think he was just a jerk.
Yeah, that makes sense. But he got worse as he lost people, but it felt more like he was a commander in the end, right?
I think it's if there's one thing that the Marvel universe kind of portrays is that scientists and soldiers never get along. Their viewpoints and their like what they consider to be important are completely different. Where scientists search for knowledge and frankly will go to any point to reach that knowledge, the soldiers are all about contingency plans and making sure that we need to protect everybody and we'll kill whatever we need to in order to do that, right?
Right.
So even though they're kind of going for the same goal, they view each other as polar opposites in that case. Because even if you think about like the Hulk, right? What was his name? What's
Bruce Banner?
No, yeah, Bruce Banner, but his father-in-law or the colonel that was always after Bruce in the movie. I forgot his name.
But he becomes the Abomination, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Same thing with him. Like he was always like a force against science, right? They were always against each other. So I think it's just part of that mentality. He sees the world in a point of like threats, and the scientists always see the world from a point of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And threats be damned. Sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit.
Yeah.
And the scientists are willing to do it. And the soldiers are like, nah, my friends are dying.
Yeah. I like the biscuit. I like the biscuit we currently have.
Yeah. So
we need a better one.
Yeah. I think he was just being a jerk.
Yeah, he was a pretty big jerk, but mostly to her.
To Christmas?
And I was just like, bro, just ask her out, dude. I was like, that's weird. I was just like, that's weird because he never spoke to like that he didn't speak like that to Dr. Payne. He only spoke to Christmas that way. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because Christmas was the dopest character in the end, which kind of gave me that. I mean, I did get that vibe from her because I'm like, okay, she's kind of like not weirdo, but she got her hobbies and she's all about it. It's like me when I'm at my shows and I have the manga on. Like I'll have like my iPod right here, like just right in front of me, and people think I'm reading lyrics. I'm not. It's manga.
As he's singing, he's just like,
this is so dope. Oh snap, yeah. And then my band would know. They're like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, no worries. I'm background vocals on this. I know what I'm doing. Okay. I finished chapters on stage. No one would ever know. Now you know.
You know.
People, I don't know whoever knows me through music is watching or listening. Now you know. But some of you that I know are watching that also follow me on music. I know you know because I've told you and you've seen it. Because you guys will go on stage and be like, are you reading manga? And I'll be like, yes. So Christmas gave me that inkling that, dude, she's going to be cool because not everybody just likes Christmas in the middle of, what is it, June? Was it June?
Yeah.
Because
July.
July. I was like, it's the middle of the summer.
He's like, it's July. Yeah, it's like, you never heard of Christmas in July? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Come on, Strickland. You've been in that bunker for way too long.
Yeah.
Or the freaking cave or wherever the heck you are.
I did like the Strickland and Venom eye contact right before the acid machine. Yeah. That was really cool because I'm like, oh snap, he understood the reference. He understood the reference. And yeah, no, I thought I didn't like Strickland because he messed with Christmas. Christmas was a cool character. I just thought it was a little bit weird that it was only her getting all the heat, but
hate is gonna hate.
Yeah. He's all like, it fits you in this room of weirdos. That's what he called it, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, dang, dude. Might as well just be racist with that.
So here comes, okay, this is my next question to you.
Do you think that Venom died? I don't think so. Neither do I. I was like, didn't Venom have different pieces all over the world?
Exactly. So that's where, now you understand where my confusion is with the other symbiotes. Even if they get freaking, what do you call it? Like,
separated? Or wood cut?
Yeah, wood chopped?
Yeah.
Aren't they just now just a million little pieces just sitting there? Or does there have to be a center core to the symbiotes in order for them to survive? Because that separate piece. So okay, here's the thing. Remember, Commander or whatever
Strickland.
Yeah, Strickland takes a little piece. Takes that little piece of Venom. Takes him to the place. Right at the end of the movie, like. Way at the end of the movie, like this is the end credits. Did you watch the end credits?
Yeah, all the way to the end. Yes.
I'm like, they need to stop giving everybody props because these credits are getting way too long. But right, me and my wife were sitting there waiting while the credits are going, and because your assumption is Venom is dead, right? He got disintegrated with the acid along with the xenophages, right? And I'm just like, that's crazy. But then we're sitting there, I was like, wait, he can't be dead. There's a piece of him still left inside of the cave. The piece that they took from the bar, right? And if Dr. Payne grabbing a piece of the purple one was enough for it to come alive, let's say, then that piece of Venom that's still in the cave should be more than enough for the same thing to happen. And we see at the end of the credits that apparently it attaches itself to a cockroach, right? And so, which my wife is like, that should make sense. It was foreshadowed when Dr. Payne was talking about, you know, the cockroaches would be the only thing that survived, or they would be one of the few things that survived along with whatever else they were talking about.
I remember that line.
Yeah. So it's like, and so now it's a symbiotic cockroach, which I find to, yeah, super strong. It's like if it couldn't die before, it definitely won't die now. Which brings me to like the other creatures that we could go back to that. But okay, so with that, Venom is definitely still alive.
Yeah.
Is he still part of the same Venom that was originally attached to what's the character's name actually?
Tom Hardy?
Or Tom Hardy.
Brock was his name. In the character's name, it's Brock.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it the same one or is it a different one? Well, does it still remember him fully? Is it trying to seek him out?
It'll definitely be the one. Okay, so Venom always talks in unison, as in unison. So I believe they all have the same memories.
Oh, okay.
All pieces.
True. I can see that because they always say we. It's very plural.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And I don't know if it's because Brock was in there.
That's true. Although they all spoke we, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Venom. We are Venom.
We need to work on that. that was pretty funny. I enjoyed that part. This movie. Okay, I keep wanting to jump forward to other stuff, but so you think he's still the same Venom? Do you think he's going to be seeking him out?
I think so. However, because he has a short time. Because remember when Venom took over the horse, he's like, "You think you can take him without killing him?"
The horse.
The horse, yeah. And I was like, how would he kill the horse? I was like, is it because of the symbiotic exchange? Or is it because he heightens certain things that the horse wouldn't be able to do otherwise? You know what I mean? I was like, because Tom Hardy Brock fits Venom. Mm-hmm. So Venom could be 100% of who he is with Brock. Or at least I think he can.
Yeah.
But if he can't be 100% with other organisms, does that mean they die after they separate?
I think so. I think in part it's because the symbiotes absorb too much nutrients from their host, so they pretty much eat them to death, and then they just have to transfer over to a different organism. You know, because it's interesting that they're called symbiotes because it implies that they're symbiotic, which means that they are able to coexist with their host, right? But technically speaking, symbiotes aren't like that. They're more parasitic than they are symbiotic, right? They eat away at their host, eventually killing them. Now, Venom is probably one of the few, and probably because of who Brock is, that he was able to coexist with them, right? And with Spider-Man. Spider-Man was another person.
He loved Spider-Man.
Yeah. Peter Parker was definitely another character that he could coexist with. Peter Parker was the best coexisting organism for him. He always wanted to be with Peter Parker, which is what kind of made Brock always jealous of Peter Parker because he's like, but I'm here. Yeah. It's like, so is he. Yeah. And that's who I want.
Yep. You could say that Venom is trifling, guys.
Yeah. No,
he's a two-timer.
Yeah. He'd no loyalties. No loyalties at all.
None. Self-interest, villain.
But in this version of the Sony universe, we don't know if there is a Peter Parker, and if there is a Peter Parker, nothing that he is Spider-Man, right? Because Spider-Man hasn't even been announced or introduced in any way, shape, or form in the Sony universe, right? So we don't know anything about that. There might not be a Spider-Man. Also, you have to think that the reason why I don't have an issue with Venom being an anti-hero is because this universe is different from, let's say, the Marvel universe, where Venom would probably be more villain than anti-hero, right? So it's like he's different. Since there is no Spider-Man, that's probably why they can't have him as an anti-hero. He fits that role.
And you know what's crazy is that Brock went to New York, even though he's able to go back to San Fran. New York is where Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
And so if the cockroach goes all the way to New York, Venom will now be in New York if Brock stays there.
True.
So yeah, and then because like Brock's origin story wasn't in a newsroom or wasn't in a newspaper or how would you say it?
Tabloids.
He wasn't in tabloids or no, didn't he work for the Beagle too? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wasn't working for the Beagle yet.
No.
So that's why I'm just like, okay, it can't be.
But he was a news reporter. Brock was a news reporter in wherever.
Venom? In Venom 1?
Yeah.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, then
I'm pretty sure he was.
No wonder. And oh, you know what? Now that you think about it, so him and Venom had a relationship, right?
Yeah.
If Spider-Man does end up in that universe, Venom hasn't met him yet. Venom probably will, and then Venom will also, and then Brock will see that exchange between Spider-Man
and make him a villain
and make Brock a villain because of jealousy. He could totally go that way. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm a little bit more excited about what's going to happen in the future of Spider-Man.
I hope great things happen. Honestly, because the way this one ends, even though it's called The Last Dance, and true, there might not be no more standalones, right? But it's just kind of like, yeah, but you are giving us hope that Venom is still alive, right? Because he's in that cockroach. Now the cockroach needs to go and find he needs to go find other hosts to somehow get to Brock again. But the assumption is that he's still alive.
Venom Roach. I like that. But dude, so The Last Dance, him dancing with the clerk lady was everything. And you know, that exchange was pretty funny because I'm glad they didn't go like a perverted way with the lady. You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, you're hot. You're hot. You look great." I was just like, okay, all right. And then they were just dancing. I was just like, this is hilarious. This is what I would see Venom doing on the internet. Like, you know, someone making a fan video of Venom and you just dance with Venom. You know, kind of like what they're doing with Shrek. Not all good things, but they use Shrek's character to do funny things with real life. There's also people that take pictures with like anime characters where they'll sit on a bench and they'll just place anime characters as if they're in the shot with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so seeing Venom dance with the clerk lady was funny. And I'll just say, I'm glad that she got close to him because he saved her, right? In the first movie. So, yeah. He's like, is a big guy in there?
Right.
Hey, Venom.
I think my wife was like, I don't know who that is. Because, granted, it was like in the first one. It was such a long time ago. You know, but...
Well, she's in both. She's in all three.
Oh, that's true. Mm-hmm. Even though the second one was a long time ago. I feel like it was... But I think my wife also said, she's like, I don't remember anything about the second one. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so either. You know, I'm trying real hard. I remember he got teleported.
No, in the second one,
and he fought Carnage was the bad guy in the second one.
Yeah, that was one of the craziest. Yeah, so Venom 2 came out 2021.
No way.
Yeah, it came out a little bit after.
Is that recent?
That's not recent. That's 3 years ago, dog.
That's still pretty recent compared to what was in my hand.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was 2021 because
2021.
It was a little after the pandemic year.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the theaters opened up, I pretty much went in to watch stuff. So, yeah, that's what it was. So, in the second one, yeah, now I remember because you said you forgot. After you said Carnage, I remember almost everything. I was just like,
I remember Carnage being the villain. And he died by a bell, right?
Yeah. No,
like the bell fell and it was like ringing and it just killed him.
Yeah.
Because vibration is, or sound waves is what kills symbiotes.
Yeah.
Or at least weakens them enough or whatever.
Yeah, it separates them. It's almost like it's almost like poison.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how he died. Yeah, that's how Carnage died. And I was like wondering like why was Woody Harrelson the Carnage, right? I would have figured he was more of like the kicker from The Replacements, the one with Keanu Reeves and they play football.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Was it Keanu Reeves? I'm pretty sure it was Keanu Reeves. Anyway, the guy who played kicker, he was a soccer player originally, and he ended up being in The Replacements as a kicker for the football team here in America. I thought he would have been a good Carnage, but I don't know. He didn't get it. But still, dude. I mean, I'm a fan of Woody Harrelson, but from Cheers. And I mean some other stuff too, but like I was a little taken back. I was just like, whoa. I thought Carnage would be someone like thinner or like not a thinner, but like because he's small. Woody Harrelson's pretty small, but like smaller than him, like like Tom Holland size. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like something more almost malnourished. But speaking of Carnage, so when I watched that with my brother, and he said, "Bro, when Carnage first makes his debut in the film, he's like he jumped. He's like, I don't jump in movies. It's scary, not scary, it doesn't matter. But I jumped. That was horrifying."
Yo, Carnage is crazy.
Yeah. And you ever played the PlayStation game? The Spider-Man PlayStation game where you have to outrun Carnage?
I mean, I've played some of the PlayStation Spider-Man games, yes. But I don't know if I've ever played that part of it. Because my cousin had Spider-Man, so I would play it on his. Usually I just swung around the city.
That's the best part. I was just like, that's
really
a
all
cool
I ever
mechanic.
did. Yeah.
It's just like there was a Superman game that came out. I believe it was for Xbox, but it could be for PlayStation 2. But I just flew around the city. And every now and then I'd use speed. You know?
That's so funny.
But yeah, so I lost my train of thought of where I was going with the
Carnage.
Carnage. He, just like Spider-Man, or in the game, I think you play as Carnage, and you have to escape a building, no, you're escaping a building and Carnage is coming after you, and all you see is Carnage using his symbiote like powers to just kind of like, I guess, swing like Spider-Man. And I'm like, this is super cool. I was like, I hope they have it in this movie, but they didn't, only because Spider-Man is already swinging. You know what I mean? I'm just like, how expensive would it be to do Carnage swinging? You know, or no, Venom. Didn't Venom swing? He cannot. He can jump though.
Yeah.
He's like a frog, or he's like the Hulk in the sense of movement.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. That's probably good.
But anyway, yeah, no, Carnage was a great character. It's too bad he died in that one, because Spider-Man also has to fight Carnage too. Who knows? He could have he could be on a roach too.
That's true. Can you really ever kill any of them?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
And which actually, because you said that, the negative parts I have about this film isn't as negative as I thought it'd be. Now it's just all down to preference, really.
Before we get to the negatives, I want to say one more positive. And this movie had some pretty good laughs in it.
Oh yeah.
And they weren't throwing we've had conversations about other movies where they're just trying to throw these jokes at you, and you're just like, let's see what sticks to the wall. They didn't have as many. Venom was just his quirky self, right? Which is interesting to me that he's such a quirky character. But yeah, so Venom is just the way he is all the time. But there were some really funny parts, and one of my favorites was pretty much where the dad of the UFO family. Mm-hmm. He freaking bazookas the xenophage. And sorry. So walk away. Started busting up. Could not stop laughing. I thought that was one of the funniest moments of the movie. And I was just like, I appreciate that. That was like, there weren't a lot of parts where they were trying to like just make you laugh, but the parts that really, where they were trying to hit you with it, I was busting up. And that was probably my favorite one. It was just him bazooking. And sorry. It just like kind of drops it. Like, I didn't do that. It just walks off the screen. And I'm like, oh, that's too funny.
I like the family actually was really funny.
Yeah.
I was just like, this family is tight. I mean, considering that the daughter doesn't want to be there, the kid is scared.
She's just a teenage girl.
Yeah.
Because even though she didn't want to be there, she's still like participated in all the things.
Everything.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
So I was telling my or not telling my wife, but I was when they started singing Rocket Man in the van.
That's what
I literally looked at my wife because too soon for surprise musicals. And I looked at her, and she's just sitting there going, I can see it in her mind. She's just like, I hope this is the only song they sing. And it was really, they did a great job with it. It was like, I'm like, if you're gonna surprise us with a musical, that's the way you should do it. And now, granted, from what I've heard, that I forgot the director's name. He purposely made it a musical so that it would bomb, because he's like kind of like trying to fight against the corporate. Is it Warner Brothers? I think, right? Because that's who owns Joker.
Yeah,
like kind of like going against what they want, because he wants to make his kinds of movies, but they don't let him. So he purposely made this bomb, Joker 2, which I'm like, if that's the case, you did a great job.
It
was
excellent.
bad. Good job making it suck. But Venom, the Rocket Man scene was so good. It was just so nice to see the boy being like it's still in that phase where he's like, oh yeah, we're like on this road trip, and he's like really like loving every moment of it. And then you see the daughter, and she just like hates every second. But even though she hates it, she's like starts counting down too. She's like 10, 9, and then just the interaction between Venom and Brock as they're sitting there listening to the family sing, and Venom's like, this could have been us, and I'm just like, oh, stop saying all these things. Something bad is gonna happen. Venom was getting us all prepared for his final goodbyes.
Yeah, his last soiree.
Yeah,
so to speak. I think that part was funny. Actually, it was one of the funnier parts for me because Venom started to sing.
So good, so good.
And Tom's like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, he's like, "Please stop. I hate this."
I did like the exchange between the kid and Brock.
Oh, where he's like, "I'm scared of UFOs, aliens."
Yeah, he doesn't want to see the aliens.
Yeah.
And then the first person that he shows Venom to is the kid.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that's nice. I mean, he was afraid to see one, and he was talking to one the whole time.
Yeah.
He never knew. And he's like, thank you for the chocolates. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No. I was just gonna say, Brock. Sorry. Tom is the voice of Venom as well, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. He's just like.
I don't know where he gets his voice. I was like.
I mean, you do a pretty good impression of it.
Thank you. No. I like it because it's a lot of it is very abrupt when he talks, and so Venom's voice acting, or Tom Hardy did a great job.
I agree.
So the negative Nancy parts of the film. I will start.
Go ahead.
The fact that these other symbiotes were getting killed so quickly. Mm-hmm. I was like, you guys. I was like, look at Venom. Venom's a beast. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, you guys. I was just like, why didn't they choose the soldiers? You know what I mean? Like, choose the soldiers because the bodies are more, I don't know, adept. And then I was like, or the very smart doctors, the lead doctors, the very competent ones, like Christmas. Christmas was a great selection for the symbiote. Like, awesome. Also with Dr. Payne's one, perfect selection. And then Strickland was trying to attack them. I was just like, bro, if you see the aliens and your people fighting this one big monster, you don't attack those people that are attacking it. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, come on, doc. And I was like, you got to learn more. This is why Dr. Payne does what she does and you do what you do. And it's like, stop it. We're helping you. I was just like, to be honest, you're a huge alien. That dude's a human. You are scary as well.
No, yeah. I mean, definitely. You got this freaking 8-foot creature like staring down at you. It's got blades for freaking hands.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, sure. No, we're friends.
Right.
You all seem like enemies to me right now.
Who do you think you are, Baraka? That's Mortal Kombat. No. Yeah, I thought, and then the orange. Okay, so remember when that one big security guy or the doctor guy got impaled by the xenophage?
Yeah.
And I saw the yellow one. I was like, oh, snap. Is that like the thing?
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I'm like, that thing, Venom.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then the xenophage was so strong, though.
OP as all get up.
My goodness. He was able to, like, subdue 3 of them or 2 of them. And then one or 2 symbiotes was able to conjoin.
There were 2 of them that kept, like, uniting. I'm like, are they twinsies? Are they twin symbiotes and they like to stick together?
Twin biotes.
Yeah, twin biotes. Exactly. I was so wondering about them too.
I was so mad at how weak they were and how they didn't do a pose. They didn't do like a symbiote pose.
It's not Power Rangers. I mean, you could have got
It's Marvel, Doc. I mean,
you're right.
You're right. It's based off of comics. There's a pose. I mean, they didn't know. Like Venom didn't even stand at the corner and breathe with his chest. And then I had the music, do. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do that. Why did they do that? They had that all that time. And I know they weren't the Power Rangers, but they were sure close to looking like it. I mean, they didn't have the right colors. They had purple. They had turquoise.
Well, Red died in the last one.
He's the leader.
Not anymore.
Nah, gone. He's gone now. And I believe that symbiote was an aggressive one.
Carnage?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a psycho.
Yeah, he was
Although Carnage is not a child of Null. Carnage is a child of Venom.
That's right. Wait a minute. Does that mean it's a cut off part of Venom?
Yeah, it's the cutoff part, and I think in the movie, I don't know if it's in the original creation of Carnage, if that's how it works, but in that movie, the second movie, I think parts of blood fell on top of Carnage or that piece of Venom, and it turned red.
Oh.
And it was the guy, I forgot his name, the guy who attached to
Woody
Carnage.
Harrelson's.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
But I think it was his blood that dropped on it and turned red or whatever, and that's what made Carnage happen. But Carnage is a child of Venom, not of Null.
He's a grandchild of Null.
Very true.
Yeah. Whoa. And Carnage. Oh yeah, that's right. Because Carnage wasn't stronger than Venom.
And then you have the other one. I forgot what that one is called. There's a yellow one, and that's a child of Carnage. There's a yellow one in the comic in the cartoons and comics.
Oh.
What's his name?
Garbage.
I think it starts with an M.
Tarnage. Oh.
Like Menace or Maine or Mame or something like that. I can't remember his name. All right, it's like it plays off the word Carnage, right? Okay. It's another word for Carnage for like destruction, whatever. Mame or something like that, or Menace, something. But he's yellow, I believe. And I'm pretty sure he's a child of Carnage. He like separates from him.
Really? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. But no, I agree. I think it's kind of crazy that all these other symbiotes were kind of like weak sauce symbiotes.
In comparison,
it's like, so Venom is the only OP one, or is it because Venom was the only one who was able to fully become symbiotic with his host? Is that why he's a stronger fighter than the rest of them? Because the rest of them sure joined with the rest of these random people, but maybe they just couldn't have that same synergy that Venom and Brock had.
Yeah, it was quick. It was a quick exchange between.
Although I would still agree with you that it was lame.
Yeah,
it was so fast.
Yeah,
even the guy that Woody
Harrelson,
the turquoise or whatever color you want to call it, aqua blue.
Turquoise, aqua blue, teal.
Yeah, it got swallowed up super quick.
Oh, his name was Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus
Cassidy was Carnage character.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you. I think it was super fast there. Do I have any other negative things to say about? Not really. I mean, I thought it was pretty good overall. I mean, that wasn't the most fantastic movie of all time. I didn't really expect much of it other than just what the other two movies were, like the other Venoms, just the same kind of feel to it. And it really didn't disappoint. I enjoyed every moment of it. My wife said that she felt that it moved too fast. Like it went from 0 to 100 really quickly, and I think so too. But you could argue that that's because you enjoyed it. Sometimes movies move really fast, and you're like, "Oh, that was so quick," and you're like, "Yeah, because it was a good movie." And you wish there was more of it. I don't know if she would say that's her reason for it, but definitely, yeah. I can't say there was a lot of anything wrong with that. I didn't have high expectations for it, so I didn't get disappointed by it in any way.
I think that the fact that there was more possible Venoms that came through in the film, that for me, I was just like, oh, this is cool. There's going to be like a team up. There's going to be a team up like of crazy stuff, especially with the fact that there were more xenophages that showed up.
Right. And actually, if I had, I was just thinking about it right now. If I had any real complaint, was that you had this one xenophage that was kind of like wrecking people.
Yeah.
Wrecking all these symbiotes. And then you had multiple xenophages, and it didn't look like it made any much different than just fighting one of them.
Right.
Right. Like, I swear I'm not making this a theme, but it seems like it's going to be a theme. Threat of life really wasn't there, even though technically Venom did sacrifice himself because that was the only way, and that was beautiful. Like, that was such a good moment, right? He just grabbed them all and then took them into that acid pit.
Yeah.
And then held on to what's the Strickland held on to him so that he can continuously activate the acid shower.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, that's so sad. And he's like putting the metal door over Brock because he knows he's about to just do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're just like getting torn apart. You're like, oh no, Venom, why, buddy, why?
Yeah.
So the xenophage were kind of OP, but at the same time,
I think they weren't as OP as a group.
Yeah, they kind of missed. Like they missed how to really use the xenophages, because one of them would have just been just as deadly as the however many that came in.
I think the fact that the others came in, even though they can't see. So unless you attack them, they'll know you got to attack them because they can't see the codex. If you see the codex, then they know where to attack. Otherwise, they're just looking for it.
Yeah. True.
They're just mindless cockroaches in that point. I was just like, they're just kind of chilling.
Oh, they are cockroaches.
They're cockroaches.
Yeah, they never die. How did we miss that?
Whoa, and and here's another thing too. Okay, so you remember how he was grabbing all of the xenophages like that?
Yeah.
Couldn't the other symbiotes do that?
Apparently not.
And I was like, wait, can any of the symbiotes take over xenophages like they would like a horse?
Well, they're cousins or they're sisters or siblings.
Oh, they're siblings, right?
They're siblings of some sort. I would say they were more cousins than siblings.
I thought the xenophages is from the planet that the symbiotes left them then.
Right, but no, they were created by Null when they imprisoned him in wherever the heck he's imprisoned. I don't know where he's imprisoned.
Oh yeah,
I don't know the
universe.
Yeah. But in that space is where he created the xenophages. So
would it be the same area that the God Slayer from Love and Thunder was from?
Beats me. I don't know.
Because Null is a god.
But they're from two different universes. Strictly speaking.
Yeah, strictly speaking, you're right. They are from two different universes.
So they could be in the same space, but in two different universes at the same time. So they're not interacting with each other.
So in Prime, the God Slayer in Prime, and it's funny too because of the multiverse. One character dying doesn't necessarily mean they're gone because of the multiverse.
Right.
That's why it's not for everybody, but you got to understand the nerd juice behind Marvel.
It hurts your head.
It does. That's why there's so many different versions of them within comics, even in the DC universe. You have the B-52s, and you have another one that talks about the Batman's most OP power or OP story or whatever. I still have to read it. My buddy sent it to me, the link, but whatever the case is, it is a doozy to get your head around. But if we were going to grade it, what's your grade?
If I had to grade this, I'd probably give it a B. It was good. I enjoyed it. I did not regret watching it. It was a good ending to this trilogy. Super sad, Venom dying and then seeing Brock be kind of like trying to talk to him in his head, but he's not there anymore. Mm-hmm. So that was it's so sad.
It was a little sad there, yeah.
Yeah, it broke my heart. But yeah, I would give it a B. I enjoyed I enjoyed the the movie.
That's a good grade because I'm very similar. Right? My grade is a B minus.
B minus, okay.
Simply because there was no
love
epic.
Interest.
No. Love interest wasn't needed in this one.
Oh, okay.
Because there already was one because she's in San Francisco, but he can't be there because he's a fugitive of
Not
the
anymore.
law. Not anymore. No. But he, instead of going back to San Fran, he goes to New York. The fact that the symbiotes didn't do much, although they're both xenophages how did Null make them? You know what I mean? I was just like, what did he do? The symbiotes, on the other hand, how did he make those? And why did they imprison him? I don't know why, but we're going to probably figure it out in the future. But the fact that the symbiotes basically died as if they were just yesterday's laundry was baffling to me. I was like, bro, this is the coolest part I've ever seen in a standalone. It was almost like in Iron Man 3, they tried to do that with all the other Iron Man suits coming in to help. It was the same kind of thing. I was just like, I love those kind of team ups that aren't necessarily from allies, but more from people like you. So a bunch of Spider-Man would come in, in No Way Home.
Yeah.
That was cool. When all of the same people come together. So all the symbiotes is going to do something. I was like, dope. This is almost like a small kind of crossover thing. And they didn't really do it the way that I thought they could have done it. But then again, I know very little about the symbiotic exchanges between their hosts and who they are. I don't even know who the symbiote thing was. The orange one.
Yeah.
I was like, he looked almost like the Doughboy. You know what I mean? A little bit. He gave him a chef's hat and he's there. But I'm gonna give it a B minus. It was a good movie. I definitely would watch it again. I enjoy Venom. And if this is the last Venom standalone film, that sucks. But I do hope there's more in other films other standalone films, which I think they should start doing in Marvel. More standalone films stem away from, the other side of the world.
I agree.
Yeah, because a lot of people just don't understand a lot of what's going on if you add in the past. So if you bring in a lot of what Thanos did, you bring up a lot of what Thor's people did, and you know what I mean? You bring all that into it, it makes digesting certain characters a little bit difficult because you're starting to reminisce about other characters. Your mind is elsewhere. So Venom being very standalone-ish makes the character more lovable to me. That is going to wrap up this episode. Don't forget to follow us on IG, Facebook, Twitter, or I guess it's X now, and TikTok. You can catch all of our video content on YouTube. Please leave a review as it will help our podcast grow. And join our community on Discord. Thanks for hanging out with us. And don't forget,